now there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow, all aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. 0 to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.
Hey, welcome back to the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. If you're joining us live right now, genuinely, thank you. It means a lot that you all are here on a Tuesday night when most sane people are winding down and recovering from the week that's already started. But not us. We're here talking about credit cards, which probably tells you everything about who we are as people. For those of you who are new, welcome to the madness. This is a show which is about one thing: helping Indians travel better, smarter, and get more value out of every rupee they spend. We're at the Great Indian Points and Miles Show, where we're hoping to build India's most obsessed community for credit cards, loyalty programs, and travel rewards. I see a lot of you who've tuned in. Let's welcome a few of you. Good to see you, Nivas. Kya haal hai? Are you in Chennai or are you in Bay Area? Where are you? Nivas has only 2 homes. One, his default home is Chennai. His work home is Bay Area. Or maybe, just maybe, are you flying the Qatar Q Suites and are you watching and upgrading from the air? Ye bhi hai to bata dena. With that, let's also welcome Pratyush. Pratyush, good to see you from Abu Dhabi, yaar. And good to see that you're able to join regularly on the live streams. Let's see who else is here. Vinay Muthu, absolutely surprised when least expected among the hectic schedule. Amazing. Good to see you, Muthu. Really, really nice that you could join. Gaurav, kya haal hai? Good to see you. First live stream. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Welcome. Good to see you. Vishwas is saying, what's up, people? Thanks for joining in, Vishwas. Good to see you. Ansh, you probably have recognized Prashant from the previous episode. Glad you loved it. That's validation, Prashant, right there. You killed it in the last one. We're looking forward to a lot of good stuff in the next one. Good to see you, Sagar. Nice that you're here. Vineet is here too. Vineet, good to see you. Yeah, if you'd like to see more live streams, we keep bringing them to you. Glad you're enjoying it. Thank you for letting us know. Abhi, good to see you. There he is. Abhi, good to see you there. Looks like Vishwas and Nivas know each other. They're saying good to see each other on the comments. Deva Mishra is a regular on the stream. Good to see you, Deva. Kshitij, kya haal hai? Are you at work in Whitefield? Ya ghar pe baithe ho, maze kar rahe ho? And what happened? Did you go to HSBC? If you haven't, Tushar will hound you in the lounge. If you have, well, you've got yourself some credit. Good to see you. Shrey, attending live stream for the first time. Good to see you, Shrey. Thanks for coming in. So, guys, amazing to see a lot of you. We even have people tuning in from Kolhapur. Good to see you. Man, VKC, I don't know what your name is, but that tamda rassa and pandra rassa that you get with that junka bhakri in Kolhapur is next level. I absolutely love that. And also, if you want that Jhanjanit misal, oh my God, so good. I'm salivating right now. So absolutely love Kolhapur for that. How to avail international meet and greet via indecent avios. We'll talk about that, Amrish. We'll start off with Amex, but we will talk a lot about that. And then finally, oh, there you go. I love this Discord handle. I keep saying this in the community. His Discord handle is Sasur Ka Damad. Vinay, is that you? Or are you referring to Sasur Ka Damad, whose handle is the same on YouTube? Or are you the Sasur Ka Damad? If that, I've said this a couple of times in the lounge. Good to see you, man. Absolutely love your handle. Good to see Plat Charge being covered. It's exactly what we are here for. So with that, thank you. Thanks a lot for your comments. We will keep that going. And with that, let's just dig in and figure out what we're going to do today. But before we get into tonight's main topic, and trust me, it's a good one, I want to ask you guys something. Drop your answers in the chat right now. Question 1. What is your current daily driver credit card? The one that's always in your wallet, the one you reach for automatically. Type it in. Is it Infinia? Is it Atlas? Is it Plat Travel? Is it an SBI card? Or is it even a Kotak card? You never know, right? Which card? Or are you rocking the card we're talking about tonight, which is the Platinum Charge Card? And question two, and this one's a little spicy. Have you ever paid more than 50,000 rupees a year in credit card fees? Yes or no? Just tell us yes or no. Don't be shy. This is a judgment free zone. We've all done questionable things in the names of points and miles. Most people will agree, those who are credit cards enthusiasts. So, already seeing some very, very interesting answers, which is good to see. There are quite a few yeses who have already come. So, we're saying yes. Pratyush is saying yes. Madhukar is saying yes. We've got a couple of no's as well. That's completely okay. There's a lot of us. So it looks like the house is divided. We've got a 50% yes and we've got a 50% no. But keep this coming. We've got a few Infinias, couple of Atlases, Plat Travels as well. I can see quite a few Plat Charge because this is exactly who the live stream is for. Now, let me quickly bring in the man who probably knows more about Amex benefits than Amex's own customer service. It is my co-host Adarniya Dhimanji, like we call him. How's it going, man? Kya chal raha hai?
All good, all good. I think, like honestly, the midweek just becomes like very spicy once you have a live stream. So I generally look forward to it, however tough the day has been. And actually, I was very excited to do this. I've been thinking about doing Plat Charge for a long, long time. But every time we question ourselves, is there enough audience for this kind of a card? But then, in the last 6 months or 1 year, the kind of community that we have built, I think people have just unleashed the power of credit cards. So super excited to do this. And I would actually say that I have two people with us today who know the Plat Charge more than probably Amex themselves. So अगर इन दोनों को sales head बना दिया जाए Plat Charge का, then the chances are you will see the Plat Charge of the US coming to India. So welcome both of you, and Prashant, I can't thank you enough. This is 1:30 a.m. for wherever you are, and it's insane, right? So like, thank you so much for doing this for us.
Right, with that, let's get ahead and introduce Prashant. Now, a lot of you have already recognized him. Prashant has been on one of our podcasts before. And let's talk about who he is. The man deserves a proper introduction because I believe he deserves it. He's someone both Dhimant and I genuinely consider a close friend. He's a mega entrepreneur in Bangalore. He's building some phenomenal stuff. When he told me what he's building, I was like, man, like I started questioning what am I doing in life. But that is what inspires us when you meet people like this, right? Which is amazing to see. And Prashant and I every now and then catch up for dinners regularly. I mean, genuinely, some of my best food conversations have been with him. We're both massive foodies. You've put us in front for good meal, and then 3 hours will disappear just like that. He's also crucially for tonight a 7-year holder of the Amex Plat Charge, not 7 months, 7 years, which means he has renewed the card every single year and he's paid the 78,000 rupee fees. What that means is he either knows something most of us don't, or he's just extremely loyal to American Express, or both. We are going to find out that tonight. But there's one more thing I need to mention. Like Dhimant said, he's joining us at 1:30 a.m. tonight because he's in Seoul, South Korea, where as we speak, like I said, it's 1:30 a.m. Prashant, the fact that you're a fake at 1:30 a.m. for a credit card live stream tells a lot about your commitment to this community. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. And thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Adil. Thanks, Dhimant. Great to be back. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. So let's go ahead and get started. But before we get started, I want to kind of share something with the audience like we always do. We do this live stream so that we can answer a lot of your questions. So today we will start with Amex Plat Charge and then we'll talk about everything under the sun. But if you have specific questions on Amex Plat Charge, please go ahead and put that as a comment. We are broadcasting on YouTube and Twitter. On Twitter, you can just reply to the live stream and it will come here. Dhimant and I are watching the comments. We will bookmark it and we will take it at the appropriate time. And then we will start with a few questions that I'd love to ask Prashant. And then we will get into the comments specific about Plat Charge. And once we finish, then we can take up all kinds of questions, not just Plat Charge, even Amex other cards. We can talk about flights, redemptions, hotels, what have you. तो उसके साथ I think शुरू करें. let's just set context, right? This particular card, the Amex Plat Charge Card, 78,000 rupees a year, 66K plus GST. It's not a small number. That's real money. And yet, a lot of Indians hold this card. They renew it every single year. Why? That's the question we're aiming to answer tonight. Not with a spreadsheet, not with a brochure, but with the three of us who have actually used this card for a lot of stuff, including FHR stays, transfer partners, hotel statuses, air mile transfers, the works. What the goal is going to be is to tell you what you are actually paying for and try and decipher what most holders completely ignore. And what are things that Prashant would never give up this card for? I think secretly, I also want to kind of find that out. With that, we'll get started. Prashant, first question first. You had this card 7 years in a row. What keeps you going? Why do you still have this card? Because you've got the best cards out there. You've got the Burgundy, you've got the EPN, you've got the Premier, you've got the Infinia. There's no reason you should have this card. Why do you still have this card?
Well, the answer is really divided into two parts. One is a very logical answer, the second is a very emotional one. And I think it's this deadly combination of the brain and the heart that keeps me paying that renewal fee year after year after year. Logically, I've been able to extract value from the card right from year one. Whether it is the statuses that the card offers, whether it is the beautiful FHR program, which I'm sure we'll talk about later in the episode, whether it is the amazing travel concierge that they have, and I'm happy to share some experiences I've had with them, and I think I did in the previous podcast as well. And but I think more important than any of this is the emotional connect that they've built with the cardholder, and that's got to do with peace of mind. Today, I'm in traveling in Southeast Asia. It's a no-brainer for me reaching into my wallet, pulling out the Plat Charge and using it, because I know that they've got my back no matter what happens. It's a blind trust that you have with the brand and with the card, that you can use it anywhere, anytime, and there's going to be no questions asked when you make that call, and when a difficult time comes. And they've also helped me out in really tough situations where I've been stuck without a passport, without money in my wallet. They have brought cash to my hotel, handed it over to me at an odd hour, and said, "Listen, don't worry, we got your back."
Talk,
And when
talk a
someone
little
does
bit more about that, Prashant. Can you reveal like precisely what happened, just so that we understand
this
what
happened,
happened and how Amex helped?
so this happened in Adharaniya Dhimanji's favorite place. I don't even need to mention where. The Southeast Asian one.
Thailand.
And the capital of Thailand, also capital of crime. So what happened was someone stole my documents, and with it went the card. All I had was the toll-free number. Called them up, said, "Listen, I'm in a bit of a spot. Can you help out?" And they said, "Yes, you are eligible for that. Where are you staying?" I gave them the details. Less than 90 minutes, there was someone from the bank with an envelope with cash, saying, "Don't worry, we got you. If you need any bookings to happen, we'll make it happen." So everything was sorted out. Then, of course, managed to retrieve the documents and then flew back. But when nobody else was there, it was Amex to the rescue. Whether it's fraudulent transactions, whether it is stuck in the middle of nowhere, and you really have that one person to call. It's not your best friend. It's American Express, because they're going to bail you out, and that's really the reason why it's so emotional. Apart from all of the logical reasons which we can sort of list and figure out, it's that connect that they have built. Which, I mean, let's face it, Magnus for Burgundy is a better card in terms of value. Yes, there are better cards out there. There's better value out there. But the kind of emotional connect a credit card company can build with its holder, I think there's only one brand that's been able to do that consistently year after year after year. So that's the real truth.
Solid answer, Prashant. Also, Kisha was saying that he went to Bosch and all based on your recommendation. It was so good. So great recommendation there. Let's take a couple of comments and questions here. So Dhruv is asking, do supplementary card holders get hotel membership benefits like Marriott Gold, etc.? Yes, Dhruv, they do. All supplementary card holders. You can have up to 4, and all 4 you can link, meaning all 4, your entire family, whoever you're giving it to, they get Marriott Gold, Hilton Gold.
No. No, that's not true. That's not true, Adil. It's only for one supplementary member. It's not for 4. It's just for one
primary supplementary holder. You can choose
Okay, I need to check my other supplementary holders then, because in the past this used to work. I'm not sure in the current it's fixed.
You may just have revealed a hack on live.
I don't know. So again, I just assumed that it used to work because I've had this, like you all know, for a long time, for probably as long as Prashant. But well, it used to work. Maybe just put it that way. I don't know now. We'll see. We'll verify with the others. I'm going to check with my parents now. But go ahead, Dimant. You're saying something.
Also, one more thing, Dhruv, the Accor Explorer is only for the primary membership. So the hotel membership, when you say Accor has got recently added, it's only for the primary member. Just FYI. Yeah.
Let's take a question from Keshav, Dimant, and maybe you can come in here. What's the persona of an Amex Plat Charge owner? Someone who might already have the M4BN Premier.
Okay, this is actually a very good question. And one of the things that I have turned around on this card is, especially because I have also been a firm proponent of the value equation, right? But Keshav, I think one of the things I feel is one persona who requires unconstrained credit limit is also a very strong part of the anchor of the persona, right? So let's say one pillar is somebody who needs access to credit limits beyond a fixed credit limit. I think that's one anchor. The second anchor is who, whenever he travels, wants to experience loyalty benefits without necessarily sticking to one brand. So Marriott Gold is another example, right? A lot of people I know who use the Amex Plat Charge are loyalists, but not such that they will end up kind of choosing it for the loyalty, right? So that's another angle of that persona. The third persona I feel is the whole piece who prefers peace of mind and somebody who understands their problem, right? So when Prashant was talking, somebody, I think Vishwas mentioned that their concierge has been shit, right? And recently, and a couple of other people also mentioned that. So I want to just talk about this a little bit, Adil, because I've experienced this one in my professional career when I was with Dell. So Dell actually moved their entire service support, which was very well known, to an outside entity. And the deterioration for a year's period was extremely bad. So today, as we speak, Amex has actually started outsourcing some of these services to an outside player. And while their intention is to manage the same level of service, I think it's taking some time. I think that's what I think is happening, is what I feel. I am sincerely hoping that they're not bringing down the level of their concierge services. I think that's my 2 cents on this. Keshav, I hope I answered your question. I think these are the 3 things for me. Prashant, Adil, if you want to add anything on the persona. One is memberships. The other is unadulterated credit limit. And third is probably, like I said, concierge peace of mind.
Prashant, you want to share your thoughts on that? Do these 3 work, or do you think there's a different angle as well?
It was beautifully articulated. I think that really covers many of the people whom I know who fall into those buckets.
But here's another frame of thought, right? One is Dimant articulated the exact persona. But I think for those of you who want to hack yourself through a lot of statuses that you don't have currently, or let's say experience certain hotels or flights that you don't have today, this is a great way to get the card. So let me break it down, right? So the card costs 66,000 plus tax, 78,000 rupees. Let's say you're someone who's fascinated with this whole world of points and miles. You want to learn how points and miles work, and you want to do one aspirational redemption. Matlab, you want to try and see how this works. So typically with Amex Plat Charge, what happens is the current offer is 60,000 rupees of Taj vouchers, right? So you're paying 78,000, you're getting 60,000 rupees of Taj vouchers. Now, on a regular basis, Amex also sends you these upgrade emails if you have the Amex Plat Travel or if you have the Amex Plat Reserve. And if you qualify, you get this upgrade email. But there you have an option to either choose Taj vouchers or to choose points. And there have been instances where they've given 125,000 points and 20K of Air India vouchers. There has been, I think, a time when they also went up to 135,000 points. But let's just take 125,000 points, right? These transfer to Qatar at 2:1, which means that these become 125 becomes 62,500 in Qatar Q Suite. That's a flight to London, guys. A business class flight in Qatar Airways, anywhere from India to London or anywhere in Europe, for 78,000 rupees is a steal of a deal. Think about it. You will never get that on revenue. So if you want to pay like 1/3 of revenue and get this kind of business class experience, this is a great way to experience it. Let's say you're starting out in the status game of Marriott and Hilton, and you travel for work, but you don't have a status right now. This is a great way directly to get gold, and then get one of your family members also to get gold, and then just go ahead and experience these. But if you don't want to spend your money on airline points, you can move that to hotel points. And as soon as you hit 200,000 points, there's Le Méridien Maldives waiting for you, right? 200,000 points where you can go do that vacation, which is very aspirational, very cool, and man, you feel magical when you're in that part of the world. It's really, really that good. Now, obviously, once you collect a lot more, Prashant has done the recently opened up JW Marriott Maldives. I think, Prashant, you probably spent 450K there, but you want to talk about what that experience was like and, how the Amex points really came to the rescue there.
This was purely on Amex. So 450 odd thousand MR moved to Bonvoy, and then of course booked the JW Marriott at Kafu Atoll in the Maldives. It is an aspirational property, brand new JW Marriott, beautiful part of the world, like what Adil was saying, and the status that the Amex gives you also adds to the magic, because then they throw in, of course, apart from other things, breakfast, happy hours, hotel credits, and things like that, which are brilliant. I mean, so I took the wife there and had a great time. It really, makes you feel great.
Awesome. So with that, let's get into now that we have like your primary reason for having the card. Let's really talk about what instances in your everyday life do you really use the Plat Charge for? Now we know you have the Magnus of Burgundy, so we're assuming that's your workhorse. You've got the Premier, and you'll use that to your advantage as well. But when an Amex Plat Charge is competing for your spend, where are you spending it? What is life like in the world of Prashant?
Great. So a couple of instances where I don't have to think and I just use the card. The first is, of course, when I need to book revenue on Air India. That gives me 10x rewards, the points credit the very next day, and works like a charm. For instance, I was flying business from Bangalore to Seoul on Air India. Worked beautifully, points credited the next day on the multiplier. Unlike the Magnus of Burgundy, where they make you wait indefinitely for 45 days, this happens like magic. The second is when you're flying with certain preferred airlines like Singapore Airlines. And what I've been able to do and where I've been able to extract value is really use the call center, call American Express, and ask them, listen, I'm planning to fly from X to Y on revenue. Can you give me the best rates? And what I've seen is, and this doesn't work all the time, but there are at least 5 out of 10 times where the Amex rates have been actually cheaper than an aggregator and even cheaper than directly from the airline's website. And that's what has really shocked me. Because when you know that you're getting a 20, 30, 40K cheaper deal through American Express, through the call center, it instantly pays for your entire membership for that year. And typically, I do 3 or 4 long haul revenue business class, tickets every year. And what I've been able to do consistently is I've been able to save anywhere between a lakh and 20 a year, just through booking tickets via Amex. So these are two use cases where none of the other cards can really, compete.
Hey, Prashant, I have a couple of questions. I'm seeing some comments also and just kind of aggregating some of the questions that I'm getting. One, can you talk about how the flexible credit limit works? Because a lot of people are talking about the fact that they're not able to access larger credit limits, but I know for a fact that a lot of people do use it. So, is there a way you do it? Like, do you have to call Amex, or like how does that work? Can you just talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, the flexible limits are based upon the previous 3, 6 months, 12 months spend. And it's a floating amount. It's not something that is fixed. So basis your credit history, basis your repayment patterns with them, and basis what you've spent over the last few months, Amex has a figure in mind that they keep. And that's your credit worthiness number. And you don't even need to call them. I think there's on their website, once you log in, there's a section inside your profile which says, listen, if there's an amount that you have in mind that you want to swipe, put that amount there and we'll tell you whether it's likely to go through. So you don't even need to call them and ask them. You just log
Yeah.
in, put that amount there and check. But it really helps because in some instances where I've had some absurd spends, 30-35 lakhs, where it's not feasible to do it on any other credit card because you don't have that kind of limit.
Yeah.
All I do is log in. It just takes 1 minute to check whether the swipe is going to go through, and then I blindly swipe.
Got it. Got it. The second question I had was you spoke about better fares that you got via FHR. So, are these always business class, or are there cases where you also booked economy and got good fares out of FHR? Like, should you look up to them, or should I call? Should I be calling them even to check for economy rates? Like, what is your view on that?
I've been able to get better fares on premium economy. I've been able to get better fares on business. On economy, I haven't,
Okay.
but I have been able to get it on these two cabins.
Got it. Understood. That helps. Super.
Awesome. So when Prashant was talking about calling Amex to figure out like hotel rates, right? Here in my head, what I'm trying to figure out is I wish there was an ability for me to build an MCP server. So those of us who are in the AI world will understand a little bit using OpenClaw so that I can connect to American Express and directly with one command line, just directly get rates instead of having to wait and call. But maybe that will come in the future. Like we've been able to, Dimant and me have been able to build MCP servers for Google Flights now. So we don't do that. We just like type it to find great fares, and it does. We built an MCP for Seats.aero. So we just talk, and then the CLI actually pulls up data, which is fascinating. But I do think we'll soon come up in a world where we should be able to get this information much more faster. Just that the calling up is a little bit of effort that you've got to put in. But Dimant, a couple of questions for you, and these are coming up in the comments, so I'll read them as aggregated questions. There are 4 or 5 people who asked this, so I'm not able to fetch out which ones, but here's the summary. Someone who wants to get a flat charge today at the fee of 66 plus 12, 78,000 rupees. In what use case should they get it? And what can they immediately get out of it? Like if you were to go ahead, I know you already have the flat charge, but if you didn't, what is your decision-making criteria? And what would you pay that 66,000 plus GST for? And what would you get out of it? How would your mind work?
Got it. So, Adil, I think Prashant correctly mentioned about an aspirational property on Maldives, right? So I've said this repeatedly on the pod, and I still feel that that if you have one aspirational property that you want to do in a year, I feel, and again, whether it is a happiness index number or whether it is actually by value, that one trip pays for my credit card, right? That's how I'm seeing it, right? So, classic example, Mandapa. I did it for 2 nights, not even 3 nights, 2 nights. And I feel that one single upgrade from the reserve suite to the Mandapa suite paid for my Plat Charge card, because that that 40,000 was the upgrade cost of that room, right? So वो तो मुझे मिला ही because I think I was Marriott Gold, and I don't stay in Marriott to be Gold by chance, right? So by my numbers that I do every day or every week. So that's one thing that I feel. The second thing, when the first time I got Plat Charge, I was actually pretty disappointed, honestly. And if I look at the reason why I was disappointed, because I didn't travel much during that year using the Plat Charge benefits, right? So I feel that if you take an Excel sheet and try to make value out of that card, like there is no way in hell that you will be able to make value out of that card versus a reserve that was there or today's Magnus Burgundy. It's impossible, right? But the benefits are so soft, and how it works out, right? I think that's how you should think about the card. So, mera simple suggestion to anybody is, if you're going to Maldives and planning to do a Marriott property, this card will pay for itself. Number one, right? If you are trying to do an Al Maha, if you're trying to do a Ritz Carlton Reserve, you should definitely have the card in your pocket. And the best part is, like I said, you both husband and wife are going as gold members, right? So, like, थोड़ा सा तो इज्जत रहता है. Minus if you go to, let's say, US, there is good amount of respect that you get, right? So I felt good, and I think that is my framework. I think somebody asked what is your framework for first year. My framework is very simple. If I'm doing an aspirational property, I get the card. Other use case I see is if somebody has a large Air India booking, right, of 4 or 5 people, family revenue booking, this card will almost pay 50% का fees उससे ही आ जाएगा, right? And then the rest will be taken care. But then you can argue that Magnus Burgundy से book करूँगा तो 14% मिलेगा, right? All of those maths equations will never work in favor of Plat Charge, right? So that's my 2 cents on.
Yeah, I think the other use case for me is, I've spoken about this multiple times. Like, if you genuinely want someone who has your back, that is American Express. If there are merchants that you're interacting with for the first time, which could be online or offline, because sometimes you do get scammed. Sometimes you never know what happens, right? Somebody promises you X, he gives you Y. And then you're like, but this is not what I wanted. One phone call to Amex, and they will say, no problem, sir. We've issued a temporary chargeback issue on your card. You swipe X dollars, I've given you Y dollars, which is exactly the same. We will go ahead and figure this out with the merchant. They take their time, they fight it out, they get it done. Not once they'll call you back. Now, if you're trying to do this with some other bank, say, thank you for calling so-and-so bank. Sir, regret the inconvenience caused. Let me put you on hold. They put you on hold. They come back. They say, go to this link, download a form, scan it, sign it, attach your ID proof, put your card's 4-digit number, send me an email. I will get it back. I'll create a ticket. And then a month later, we'll see what happens. So if you want to just escape all of that, right? I think that is where Amex delivers, and delivers how. So that those are my 2 cents. Dimant, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was saying, Adil, I think we have to be fair to the balance, right? See, I'll tell you where I come from. I feel that 2 parts, right? At the end of the day, a card PNL is a card PNL, right? The way Amex has been thinking about it, saying that, yeah, if I start competing with the super premium cards of other banks, not in India, worldwide, then I have to compete on 3.3%, 4%, 3%, 2%. And what I would instead do is, I would probably give value over 2.5%, but that 1% I will hide in terms of a soft benefit, which some customers will take and some will not take. So, for example, Prashant ने शायद वो 1% के बदले 5% निकाल लिया from Amex. So he is one of the beneficiaries of this entire balance. And maybe me, who has taken this for the joining benefit, मैंने joining benefit के अलावा शायद कुछ भी I have not been able to take out of that. So for me, rest of the year, Magnus Burgundy works well. Versus, let's say, a Prashant, where he's able to get 5-8% out of, because he travels business more often or premium economy more often. So I feel people who start comparing rates or the percentage value, I think this is where the fun is. If you don't know how to extract the value, it is not going to work in your favor. The second thing, which is very critical to understand, is that, Prashant, I agree with the fact that this card is made for the right people. Unfortunately, things like events and the way they have been doing that, I think that is a huge scope of improvement. Yeah. I mean, Prashant, are you ever going to sit in Korea and see when is Amex going to send me a push notification to join their Gurgaon event? I think that has been a super disappointment. Yeah.
That I 100% agree with you. You couldn't have said it better. They suck at organizing stuff. They tried organizing a lot of events. It's backfired. I think they should stop doing that, or they should do it, properly. Send the
Yeah.
invitations privately to those whom they want to invite. Target those customers, engage with them, and be done with it.
Yeah, or maybe say that but if you spend X lakhs on the card, I will invite you to one event and like figure out something, man. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah.
ठीक है. I think let's move on. Let's come to more comments and questions. Vinay is asking, can you share the Google Flights AI code written? Yeah, it's very simple. Just get Claude Code and then install OpenClaw. With these two, it'll build it. It's like a 20-minute job. I don't know how to transfer it. I'm not a techie. I'm a GTM guy. But I've taught myself these tools and it's fascinating and it's blowing my mind how easy it is to spin off these instances and use. So you should be able to build it fairly quickly. There are a lot of these MCPs that are also written directly in the Claude Code, I think, settings panel or connectors panel. You can take a look at it there. Otherwise, there's also a site called apify.com, apify.com. You can take a look at that and you can just pull up stuff from there in the form of integrations. So a lot of that stuff will do and you can pick it up. Cool. Let's come to lots more questions that we have. Let's talk about FHR. So Dr. Amar is a good friend of ours, very popular at all our events, very popular in the lounge on Discord. He says FHR seems to be a good option. Can you please elaborate? Prashant, I know you've done a ton of experiences with FHR. And you've shared a couple of those in our past episode as well. You want to talk about a couple of these and how they've really helped?
Sure. I think with the FHR program, where I've been able to see a lot of value, even when you don't have status, for instance, Capella Bangkok, right? Great, one of the best hotels in the world. Or where you are headed later this year in London, there is the Raffles at the Old War Office. These are properties which are under the FHR. And from what what I've experienced every time I've booked through the FHR, it's given me pretty much every time early check-in. So if you have one of those early morning flights that lands there and you have to go there and check in early, 9 times out of 10, I've got the room as early as 8-9 o'clock. So that's the first big benefit. The second big benefit is credits. So depending upon the hotel, at least $100 of credit, I think, is a guarantee. So that's something that you get. Late checkout. I've got, in addition to that, other soft benefits, like for instance, laundry. So some of the properties that I've stayed in have given me 2 pieces of laundry a day. For me, that's been really good because I tend to travel light and the laundry keeps piling up, and that's a real cost. I did a calculation throughout the year for the number of nights that I do and the amount of laundry that I keep doing at these hotels. It's a huge cost. So whenever I get even a couple of free laundries, it makes a world of difference. And then, of course, lounge access. So with your status, if breakfast is taken care of, and 9 times out of 10, if they invite you for the cocktail hour, and then you have the extra credits, it really pays off. As I'll give you an example, I stayed revenue at using FHR at the Sofitel Bangkok. They gave me all the benefits that I mentioned. Apart from that, they allowed me to use the business center. So I had most of my business meetings. They allowed me to use it 2 hours a day. That gave me insane amount of value. They allowed me to use the lounge along with guests. So whenever I had, and most of the days I had after hours meetings at the lounge, and it was free drinks for 2-3 people whom I invited. So it was cocktails, drinks for all of these guys, snacks. So when I sat and did the math, I was almost able to get as much value as I paid revenue from many of the benefits that I was able to get. And this happens a lot. So I don't mind going back to these guys every once in a while. If I'm not staying at a Marriott, or if I'm staying at like an Accor where I don't have status, or I'm staying at like a Capella or a Raffles or any of these, or the Waldorf Astoria, some of these really, really amazing properties where they really give you that VIP treatment.
Awesome. Awesome. Dimant, let's come to you and let's get a few more questions answered here. So there's a very interesting one again here. But before that, Prashant, let's take one more for you and then I'll come to Dimant. I think this is very relative to this. So let's take this one. How many of the elite tier membership benefits do you use and benefit from? There seem to be a lot. So obviously, if we recollect, I think there is Marriott, there's Hilton, there's Radisson, there's Hertz, there is Accor, um, and then there might be a couple more that are not coming to mind. Which of these do you use, and which of these do you really benefit from?
For me, it's primarily the hotel benefits. So whenever I stay, it's either going to be a Hilton or an Accor or a Marriott, 9.5 times out of 10. And with Hilton Gold is taken seriously. Hilton has a few properties, but when they know you're gold, they treat you really well. They roll out the red carpet for you. With Marriott, blind benefits that they give you. I think many of the properties now, even at a gold, offer you free breakfast, which is fantastic. So that's something that I use a lot. Where I think they lack is airline benefits. That's the only place where I think there's a bit of a gap when it comes to Amex, and I don't think most airlines are able to fill that, or most credit card issuers are able to fill that gap. But that's where I think it would have added a lot more value if they had some sort of airline partnerships.
Got it. Got it.
Prashant, I have a question for you. I recently did a reel and I asked people, what do you want India Amex to do? Which card would you like to see from India Amex? And the
Air
most
India.
common answer was Air India Amex card. Karwa do yaar, matlab, if anybody, they will listen to anybody, probably it's a 7-year-old customer.
एक
Absolutely.
मिनट, तुमको पता भी है दिमंत, प्रशांत is Air India Platinum.
इसलिए तो बोल रहा हूँ मैं, और
He doesn't need that status. Because of that, he's already cracked Star Alliance Gold, and he already has plans to crack One World Sapphire as well. So he's sorted. He's de-risked himself properly from everywhere.
So he can do some deal making, na? He can ensure both leaders are in the same room.
The first time Demon and I met at the meetup in Bangalore, I think over about a year ago.
Year plus, yeah.
He listened to my story and he was like,
No. That was in July.
August.
July.
Yeah.
August.
So he was like, listen, Prashant, everything that you're saying is great and all, but you have all your eggs in one basket. It's just Marriott. So you need to sort of de-risk. And that's what I've been trying to do the last few months. In ways I thought I would never do.
But it's phenomenal. Like I've watched all of this closely, and I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. Let's come to Dimant. Dimant, question from Shijit Lal. I'm hoping. What's the primary reason you should renew the Platinum Charge Card? I think getting one is justified. It's a no-brainer for a lot of people whose personas we defined and for opportunities that we think. But what is the reason one should renew, and how does one justify that?
So, see, I'm going to be blunt here. I mean, till the time they keep offering 1.25 lakh bonus, like I don't see any reason for people to renew it. I think in my head, I think you have to be able, like I said, if you are able to juice the card like Prashant does, then you can justify being able to renew the card and continue that relationship the way you do, because whatever they are offering for a renewal is not even close to what they're offering for new bonuses. And I know for a fact that they are going to get into a one time bonus kind of a thing very soon. So that will hit us very soon. But till that happens, I think Prashant, you should probably answer the question that uh, is there a persona or is there any maths which works for people renewal? Because मेरे को नहीं लगता है, but I just want to be sure I am not at one side of the equation.
To be very honest, if you can't extract value from it, don't renew the card.
Yeah.
First year is a no-brainer, but the first year is hacking the system. It's not a genuine reason to hold the card. It's only when you renew it that you have a genuine reason to hold the card. And if the spends don't justify it, if the use case doesn't justify, whether it is rewards multipliers or whether it is booking on revenue at business or whatever class that is at least twice a year, I don't think it'll justify it.
Makes sense. Total sense.
I think there's a very solid comment from Ujwal. Ujwal says, just add AI Gold and it becomes a no-brainer. That I think that is such a brilliant point, Ujwal, right? I mean, you
Absolutely.
add this, boss, line में लगेंगे लोग लेने के लिए card. Like it is such a powerful one if you can do this.
And Adil, see again, I'm saying that this is not impossible to happen simply because of the fact that like I was studying the US cards ecosystem, right? It's insane. Look at the kind of cards that they have. Like I saw the Marriott Brilliant card. It's insane. Like I genuinely feel there are so many customers in India that would go for such cards. Minus I think co-branded cards is a big miss from India right now. Let's put it that way.
The Marriott sign-up bonuses are mad. Like, it's crazy the kind of sign-up bonuses you get there. But hey, luckily in India, we still have massive earn potential. They don't have earn potential. They just survive on sign-up bonuses. So I think like ours are working for us. But hey, let's make hay while the sun shines. And let's move on to our next question. Let's come for this one. Back to Prashant. So Creative Karthik is asking you, Prashant, in the last 7 years, did they offer the Centurion upgrade? And what did you do?
Yeah, the answer is yes. The answer is they offered it twice. And both times I turned it down. I mean, I have an emotional relationship with Amex. That's true. I don't have that much of an emotional relationship with Amex. You can't justify the kind of...
Can you talk about like what was the offer? How did it happen? Like, let's hear the story. Like, did somebody call you? And then what did they offer? Very curious. Let's go down this.
What happened was, in fact, someone gave me a call from Amex. They said, listen, we'd like to come and meet you. Are you down? I said, yes. What's this regarding? They said, no, we just want to get some feedback on the card, etc., etc. I said, yeah, I'm here. Let's meet. So they came over to the office. Turns out that, listen, they've been following whatever I've been doing with their card. And they said, listen, we'd like to offer you an invitation to join the Centurion thing. And then they went on to explain everything. But they lost me when they said, this is what you need to pay. It was... I said, I feel honored and I feel happy and all of that. But to be very honest, it does not make sense. That's when I think logic won. They tried to sweeten the deal. They said you'll get all of these benefits, private concierge, this, that, and the other. We'll customize the card for you. All the stuff that they do in the US, for instance. They have those funky designs on the card and all of that. They said they'll do all of that, make a custom design card that is one of one for you and all of that. But I said no. I just couldn't.
So what was the price point? Can you clarify again?
I don't remember, but I think it was somewhere in the range of 8-9 lakhs joining fee. Yeah, 7 lakhs plus taxes. So yeah,
I think the fee is higher, no? It's like 11 or 12 lakhs plus taxes for the first year. And for the second year, then it drops to like
drops
8
something
or
of that
9
sort.
lakhs, something
Yeah.
on those lines. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was looking at it from the point of the renewal. If I had to
Yeah.
were to renew it on the second year, what would it be? And
Yeah.
if they make you spend that 10, 12 lakhs in the first year, you got to renew it in the second year. You're not
Yeah.
gonna.
Obviously, yeah.
So it just doesn't. It doesn't work out. They did offer it, and they may offer it again, but it's going to be a no.
At what time, at what price point can they convert you to a yes?
I think a 5 lakh would be a good sweet spot for now.
Okay. Have you considered that? अरे वो धीमत वाला card, मतलब not the धीमत वाला card. अरे वो तुम्हारा Axis Bank Primus. Have you heard about that?
I've heard about it. Would you really want a Primus in your wallet?
No, I mean, it was a card that was launched with a lot of brouhaha. लेकिन उसके बाद it flattened out, and I have not heard anybody get that card. I think Dhimant, for one of your, I think former boss, you recommended it. फिर उसका क्या हुआ पता नहीं. Do you have some info or intel on whether?
Yeah, so I think the only strong use case outside the unlimited redemption option that the person has, if you are a regular traveler. So my former boss used to travel. His daughter is a professional golf player, and they travel always business class together as two people. So for him to be able to buy one free ticket always and get a free ticket from Axis was the reason why I recommended it. But I think he didn't end up taking it because he realized that the fares were always locked on a certain price that you have to buy, and it may not make economic sense beyond the point. But again, I don't know what happened after that. But that was one of the only features. Yeah. So
at a 5 lakh price point, coupled with the right services, I think there's a value proposition there.
Yeah.
For India.
Agree.
Cool. Let's come to this one. Dhimant, how can we apply for a Platinum Charge Card and opt for MR points instead of Taj vouchers?
Okay, this is a very interesting question. So I'm going to give the right answer because iska guma fira ka answer bhi hai. Let me give a straight answer. 1.25 lakhs wala offer typically comes on certain months as upgrade, but you cannot force that upgrade. It's very hard to figure out whether you will get the upgrade or not. I know a lot of people who will be getting it, but there is no way to hack that out. So for example, मेरी wife को मिलता ही नहीं offer. I have tried multiple times. I have called them. I have told them कि यार she is pending, नहीं आता है offer. So the other two ways I could figure out, and I have gone down the rabbit hole. I think Adil को भी नहीं पता शायद for one of them right now because I'm planning to do one redemption which requires points. So the way to do it is, one is the airport route, right? Which I know for a fact that the airport staff is authorized to call their team and get approval for a 1 lakh MR. Okay. Again, this is dependent on the level of jugaduness of the sales guy, the whether he can do it or not. The good part is that he will tell you upfront, which means that there is no scam happening with you, right? Matlab, they give it in writing to you over an email, only then you apply, right? So again, the cap is 1 lakh MR. Now the maths is whether you want a 66,000 Taj voucher or a 1 lakh MR. I think it's up to you, right? Because a lot of people still feel I would always take MR because I know how to extract 2 lakh worth of value from 1 lakh MR, but not everybody would, right? So that's one. The second route is the referral route, and again, this is something that is tricky. A lot of people who have applied through our referral and for any referrals, they have been able to talk when they get a call from Amex saying कि आपको select करना है अपना voucher. Okay, they give a call to you because there is a selection of vouchers that you have to do. They have been able to get this, but there is no guaranteed way of doing this. Okay, so this is a probable thing. Please do not apply for this. Assume कि आपको मिल जाएगा. If you are ready to take that chance, that is the other way of doing it. And again, because you applied via referral, you also get a 20,000 MR for the referral. And then you get 1 lakh if you are able to convince Amex to give it to you. Then you're talking about 1.2, which comes very close to 1.25. right? So this is the only two ways. उसके अलावा कोई और तरीका नहीं है. The easiest is to, like Adil said, अगर आपके अकाउंट में कभी भी आपको पॉपअप दिखा, that's the right way to do it. Also make sure that you take a screenshot of the pop-up, because Amex systems have been faulty recently, and sometimes they actually say that यार नहीं, आपके अकाउंट में ऑफर नहीं है वो. So just take a screenshot if you're applying, if you get that. So these are the things that I just wanted to share.
Cool. So with that, let's come to another question, and Deeman, maybe you can take this one as well. Platinum Charge, Amex offered 50K Taj vouchers. Anyway, I can negotiate MR now instead of Taj. VKYC still pending. Card conditionally approved.
Hey, Ishwar, you can, I think they give you a call when they offer the vouchers. You have to make sure that you tell them at that point of time. I have not recently applied fresh, so मेरे को पता नहीं है about this. But as far as I know, if they don't call you, you should call them and tell them. If VKYC is pending, you're very much in that window where you can call them and tell them. It should be okay. But again, probability is low. I'm just clarifying this.
Cool. Let's come to the next one. Amlendu, is HSBC Taj card really worth it? Maybe I can take this one. Yeah, I love this
You
card.
should.
I really love this card. Okay, and here's my thesis. Like all of you know, my summer, which is April, May, is already sorted. I'm planning Africa and it's booked. Like most of the people in the lounge already know, my October is booked with London, which means I have no time to enjoy the Taj hospitality this year. But if there are few of you who enjoy Taj and enjoy Tajness, which is something a lot of Taj customers will fondly appreciate, this is a no-brainer for card. Simply because they added a really cool feature. They upgraded this card. So what do you get? So first of all, सुनने के लिए तैयार हो जाओ. The card costs 1.1 lakhs plus tax. So it is more expensive than the Platinum Charge Card. With GST, this is going to cost you 1.3 lakhs. It is an expensive card. But let me break it down. What you used to get earlier is you used to get one free Taj Palace experience. And you used to get 2 free nights in non-Palace hotel. So if you look at non-Palace hotels, right, Taj Exotica is a great option. 25-30 हजार की वैल्यू में वहां से निकाल सकता हूं. तो अगर मैं 2 रात भी पकड़ूं, 50,000 rupees I'll get out of that. But if I want to think about a palace like a Taj Falaknuma or like a Udaipur Lake Palace, 50,000-60,000 per night I can easily get from there also. So my 1.1 lakh is recovered straight up. But what they did now is, if you apply before 31st March, they made that one Taj Palace night 2. So now means that they will give you 2 Taj Palace nights and 2 nights in non-Palaces hotels. So even if I take a value of 40,000 rupees into 2, it becomes 80,000 rupees. And then 25,000 into 2, which is 50,000 rupees. Mera 1.3 lakhs to yahi aa gaya mere ko. But I'll give you the kicker. You get the Taj Platinum status with this for Inner Circle. You go from 0 straight to Taj Platinum Inner Circle. That I think is huge. In addition to this, you get 4 vouchers, not of buffet meals. Buffet meals are boring. These are a la carte dining 3-course meal vouchers, which are 4 for a couple. So you get 8 meals included. You get 4 spa therapies included. Now, obviously, the right way to do this is when you're going for that palace redemption, right? Do it at the palace because the experience will be spectacular there. In addition to this, you will also get 4 luxury car transfers to the airport. Now, all of this at that 1.3 lakh price point makes it a stellar car. It's a no-brainer. So the question is then, why am I not taking it? 1, my holidays for this year are already planned. 2, I am Accor Diamond. I want to juice Accor everywhere I go. I don't want to go anywhere else where there is no Accor. 3, here is the kicker. The kicker is HSBC allows you to take only 1 card or apply for only 1 card every 6 months. What I'm hearing from HSBC Circle and voices that I know and I'm close to is HSBC is soon going to launch another card which is going to give other banks a run for their money. So while I'm extremely tempted to take this, कि यार क्या है 4 रात ही तो यूज करना है ना, यूज कर लेंगे कहीं पर भी, फिगर आउट कर लेंगे, 4 दिन की छुट्टी तो निकाल सकते हैं. The point is, अगर ये अभी ले लिया 31st मार्च के पहले, 6 महीने तक I won't be able to apply for that new card, whichever it comes. Now, agreed that it's speculation, agreed that I don't know what is the card, agreed I don't know what are the terms. I'm just hearing from my HSBC sources it's going to be very lucrative. And they told me, Adil, if you can hold, but if you absolutely need the Taj redemptions, then take it. So I don't need the Taj redemptions, which is why I'm holding on at the moment. So that was my summary on Taj. If HSBC didn't have a policy कि 6 महीने में apply नहीं करना है, I would have gone ahead and applied. I think it's a no-brainer. I just feel from an opportunity cost perspective, it is quite spectacular. Cool. With that, now that I'm done with HSBC, let's come to my next question. Dhimant, why don't you take this and then we'll come to Prashant. Ritesh is asking Dhimant, he's got 1 lakh points accumulated in Amex right now. What are redemption suggestions?
Yes, Ritesh, I think we've done this a couple of times before as well. I think my favorite way of doing 1 lakh points Amex is either look at 4+1 in India on Bonvoy. Like you will get pretty close to Westin Rishikesh, one of the options. You will also get to a few other properties, especially if you can merge some more points like 1.2, 1.3. I think 4+1 offer should be very lucrative. However, if you don't want to do India and if you don't want to do hotels in Bonvoy, because outside Bonvoy के अच्छे hotels 1 lakh में आपको नहीं मिलेंगे, very hard to score a good redemption. You should look at Cathay as one of the options. Cathay में I think 1 lakh पे you should be able to do 2 people return economy to Hong Kong. That's one option that you have if you prefer economy. If you want to try something on let's say business, and if you are one person, try looking at doing ANA via Virgin. That's a great option to go to Japan on business. आपको Marriott के through करना पड़ेगा and you will require slightly more points, but hold on to 1 lakh, maybe convert it to 1.2, 1.3, and then try to do an ANA business class to Japan. I think that's another option. So there are a few options in my head that are top of mind. Anything else Adil and Prashant may want to add?
No, I think the one you said, Dhimant, is outstanding, right? Cathay is brilliant because 2 Hong Kong return tickets for that price point is amazing. That's what I feel. Yeah. Prashant?
No, nothing to add. I think that those are the best use that I can think of.
Yeah. Let's come to more questions. So let's take from Aditya. I can maybe take this one. I have enough MB for Maldives. I am lifetime gold. Can I expect free breakfast at the properties? I know it's only for Marriott Platinum, trying to minimize out-of-pocket expenses. Yeah, Aditya, you'll have to roll the dice. I don't think you'll get it. I think Maldives particularly, I haven't seen people get it. I think you've got to be Platinum there. But there's a hack there too. So there is the Marriott status challenge that you can take. You can call Marriott and you can ask them to enroll yourself into a status challenge. The way to do the status challenge is they give you a block of 4 months. In that, you've got to do 16 nights. When you do the 16 nights, and they bump you up to Platinum. So here's the way I would consider it if I was planning a trip to the Maldives. I would check the breakfast cost for 5 nights for a family of 2 or 4. I don't know how many people are going. If it's a family of 4, I think the Platinum Status Challenge might make sense. What you do is you can find the menus of all these properties on Flyer Talk. They should be available. If you don't, just email the property. They'll send you the menus. Ask them the breakfast cost. They'll tell you. Put the breakfast cost for 4 people for 5 nights. That's 20 breakfasts together. Have that amount ready. Go to Marriott.com or fire up your Marriott Bonvoy app. Search in the search bar, type India, and then type any random dates, and then sort from lowest to highest in terms of revenue booking, not points booking. See what is the revenue. There are a lot of Marriotts that you'll still get for like 2,500 rupees, 3,000 rupees a night. Let's say you get something for 3,000 rupees a night. Multiply that by 16. That's 48,000 rupees. Now, if you're spending 48,000 rupees and you're getting 16 nights, see the cost of that breakfast. Is it more than 48,000 rupees or less than 48,000 rupees? If it's more than 48,000 rupees, it's a no-brainer. Do it, because then for the next 1 year, you can use Platinum if you have other stays also. If you don't have other stays, then it doesn't make sense in my opinion. If you have multiple stays and you think you can juice that platinum status, and if you think the cost of it is more than the cost of it is uh, acquiring that status is lesser than the cost of what that breakfast will cost you, then I think you can take it and then you can enjoy your stay. But I do think that you should plan at least 2 to 3 Marriott redemptions in a single year. And if you can use it for work travel and benefit from that, well, even better. So those are my thoughts there, Aditya.
Just one
Iman,
thing to
Prashant,
add.
anything to add here?
Yeah, one thing to add here. There are now these new group of hotels which have joined the
Fern.
Marriott chain called Fern and Series by Marriott. The thing over here which I wanted to point out is they only give you half the elite night credit, not the full credit elite night credit. So it may be cheaper, but then you have to do 16 times 2.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Cool. Let's go to the next question now. The next question is, all right, here you go. Any of you two gents can take this. I gave up Plat Charge earlier this year in Jan. Any chance I can get an option to upgrade my Plat Travel to Plat Charge again with a 125K bonus, or Amex has the cooling period?
Yes, so Amlendu, the way you should think about it is that right now, as far as I know, the campaign is not running, and I don't know when they will run the campaign. I think you should. I think March में तो नहीं आएगा. There is no cooling period as such because I've seen people apply for the next day that they've closed Plat Charge. I think Adil was also one of them, if I'm not mistaken, at some point of time. So that I think is not a problem. The problem is that getting that offer. So as far as I know, it's not coming up soon. You'll have to probably wait and watch if you want that 125K bonus.
Yeah, I have a very simple policy in life. पूछोगे नहीं तो मिलेगा नहीं. There is no harm in picking up the phone. I often tell people, smile and dial. Pick up the phone, smile and dial. It's 15 minutes of your time. If they accept and they offer it to you on the phone, take it. If not, you know what to do. You'll wait. So I just say, go for it. Call them, see if it works. But until you don't ask, you will never receive. Those are my thoughts. Prashant, interesting question coming up your way from Sudarshan. Can we use Marriott Bonvoy points for Ritz-Carlton yacht collection? And then can we use Bonvoy points for marriage venue and food?
So Sudarshan, I think the answer to the first question is yes. You can use the Bonvoy points for the yacht collection. And I've been eyeing some of the Ritz-Carlton yacht collection experiences. And I think that's something that's worth considering. So definitely you can use it there. But as far as the banquet and venues are concerned, I doubt it. You may be able to get points or some sort of thing for the spend, but I don't think you can do a redemption on banquets.
Got it. There you go, Sudarshan. There's the answer. Let's come to the next one. I've got Magnus of Burgundy have 25 lakhs spent in a month, which means I'll be next year fees waived off. Shall I close my Atlas? Bro, Ankit, don't dare. Because your group A will only give you 200K of whichever preferred partners. The rest then goes to group B. So rather, stop spending on your Burgundy, but switch your 15 lakhs to the Atlas, spend 15 lakhs on the Atlas, unlock that additional quota of 30K group A, and then you can come back. So Atlas band mat karo, it's an underrated car. Viranda Sevagyo. Kab game badal dega tumko pata nahi. So don't drop him. He's still a stellar guy. कभी form में नहीं होता है, लेकिन
Abhishek Sharma
तो यार मतलब he's next level.
अरे नहीं, World Cup में he was going to get dropped ना. He was going to get dropped in the World Cup.
See, Abhishek Sharma, I think, is probably a premier right now. Like he came out of nowhere and he's like ruling the roost. So those are my thoughts there. So Ankit, yeah, don't close the Atlas. It's still a great card. Question for you, Prashant, and this is from our friend MZ in Hyderabad, Manas. Manas is asking, how useful is the international airline program? Other than slightly reduced fare, which is discounted tickets, is there more likely to be upgraded without having airline status? What's the deal here?
I don't think you're going to get upgraded because you booked through Amex, for sure. The biggest value here is lower fares than what they have on the airline website. and on any aggregator. That's the maximum value that you can get from it. I've not been upgraded. Even with airline statuses these days, very difficult to get an upgrade. So without and just booking through Amex, I don't think so.
Cool, cool. So I have some fun news for you. You'll have probably already seen it on the chat. My friend Dhimant triggered this right now while we were chatting, or suddenly aa gaya. So what we've done is we've gifted 5 Great Indian Points and Miles Show memberships to 5 of you randomly who are watching the live stream. You all will automatically get notified by YouTube that we've gifted this for you. This is our appreciation for you joining the live stream at 11 o'clock in the night, where most sane people are probably going to bed. So thank you for tuning in, and it's just our way of showing you our appreciation. Dhiman, do we know who are these 5 people?
Yes, let me just quickly take the names.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Actually, it's hard to pronounce most of the names here. Mohak is one. So Mohak 2915, Oscar Vijay, JRO 669, Harshit Agarwal 9375, and Kakesh KD. These are the 5 members who just got the membership.
Right. Congratulations, guys, and very, very happy to welcome you all to our memberships. Please join and have fun and make the most of what you can. With that, let's get back with our standard scheduled programming. Back to questions again. So MZ just got answered. Let's go to the next one. Prashant, people are curious about your card stack. Do you have the HSBC Prime?
No, I don't.
Any intent towards getting one, or you're happy with the Premier right now?
I'm very happy with the Premier.
All right, cool. Dhiman, maybe you should take this one. Whoops. Okay, there's something wrong with my screen. Dhiman, take this one. Should we upgrade Platinum Reserve now as the Platinum Travel downgraded?
Hey Rishabh, this is my recommendation. Again, this is very personal to me. I'm sure other people have a different view. I personally don't see the 4 lakh to 7 lakh as a reason to close the card. And I'll tell you why. Because there is no other card right now which can so easily give you like excluded categories per points. Number one, the milestone is goated. I'm also not a very big fan of collecting points on Amex via base spends. I like collecting them in big chunks because I always require Marriott points in chunks. So, isliye I also don't prefer gold charge because I know the percentage looks sexy, but collecting 1,000 points for 12 months just doesn't work for me. So I would rather take a lower percentage ratio, but big chunks. But if you are somebody who likes collecting points slowly and has one redemption a year or one redemption in 2 years, then I would suggest earning via the Plat Reserve. This is my personal view. Again, I'm happy to hear Adil or Prashant on this. I would recommend, please, जो card issue नहीं हो रहा है Plat Travel, please don't close it. There is no nothing in the pipeline that I know कि वो चालू करने वाले हैं बहुत जल्दी. So this is my recommendation.
Yeah, I agree with what Dhimant is saying. I would take the Platinum Reserve in addition to the Platinum Travel if there is a use case. So, for example, just this morning, Amex sent out this offer. You should check your emails. So, those of you who have the gold charge, those of you who have the Plat Travel, you all would have got an email saying that for a limited time, upgrade and get 15,000 Amex points. And along with that, was it 15,000? Was it something else? I will just tell you all in just a second. It was a very tempting offer simply because I think the Accor membership comes with it. I'm just searching American Express. Yeah, there you go. I found it. Wait. All right, there you go. So what they're doing is they're giving you a welcome gift of 11,000 membership reward points and a limited time offer of 4,000 membership reward points. So that way you get 15,000 points. The annual fee is 10,000 rupees. But what you will get along with this is the complimentary Accor membership. So think about this. So anyways, one of the features of the Accor membership that earlier used to be great, which got changed, is the stay plus nights, right? Now, stay plus night mein kya hota hai ki you get one stay plus night for which you have to pay for, and then the second one is free. Yahan pe I think what is happening is they're giving you this Accor membership, the value of which is maybe 19,000 rupees, but you're paying 12,000 rupees for the card. So you give the 12,000 rupees for the card, you get the Accor membership, but along with the Accor membership, they're giving you 15,000 points. The other thing that also happens is this card also gives you the ability to earn 5x rewards with Air India. So that is another important benefit that I thought makes more sense. So only for that use case, if you have an Accor plus use case, then instead of buying that membership, you can consider routing here because you're getting like the 15K extra points. But otherwise, I don't think you should upgrade. Stay with the Plat Travel at 7 lakhs milestone. Still a great card to have.
I
Prashant, any
like
thoughts?
again one thing.
Yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead.
sorry, Adil. Just one thing I wanted to also add is I genuinely feel that the card that they have created, the Platinum Reserve card, I genuinely feel it's not worthy of the platinum tag. Honestly, like I think they should if let the card exist, but put it in a way that it's positioned the right way. I think a lot of people I know have got confused and taken the Plat Reserve, assuming it's some like top of the line card, and like it's very super confusing positioning, man. I don't know what's happening.
Completely agree with you, Dhimant. I think it's the most confused American Express card out there. Uh, it's unrelatable. It's not premium. It doesn't make sense to hold it given what benefits it offers. And yeah, I don't know what I think they've got it wrong. Either they have to redo the card or you know
They
uh,
actually, like somebody was saying about the Air India Gold. I also feel that it's just probably one, two good things away from a card, right? For example, imagine if they had a milestone bonus on that card, right? Or some kicker that makes it sweet, like some soft benefit, something like memberships, part memberships on this card. Maybe it just makes sense. Otherwise, it's very hard.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Let's move on to more questions. Dhimant, yaar, ye tum batao. So there is a very interesting question here. And Amilindu is saying on Adil's advice, as he said, smile and ask, can I be gifted the Great Indian Pearls membership? So, Dhimant, is there a feature where we can select someone and automatically gift it to them? Because
Um,
अगर कर सकते हैं तो कर देते हैं अमलिंदु के लिए.
Yeah, Amlendu, sorry, I wish I could have done that, but unfortunately, YouTube doesn't allow that. So it doesn't not it allows me a fixed number of even though I'm paying for it, allows me only fixed number of memberships. It also allows only one tier of membership, and it selects it on its own. I think it's also part of the whole gamification that during a live stream, it's like a surprise. So they don't allow it, Amlendu. But thanks for asking. I love that the fact that you're taking Adil's suggestions not only on this but also which cards to take and where to swipe.
Cool. So, uske saath, let's move on to more questions and comments now. Let's come here. We took this one. Okay, Dhimant, maybe you should take this one. Any way to negotiate and get MR points for renewal? I've spent 20 plus lakhs and they're just offering 35K worth of postcard hotel and vouchers. I think I'd love to hear from Prashant also, but he's already shaking his face because he's probably done this for 5 years, 7 years in a row now.
Go for it, Prashant.
Man, there's no way of negotiating. I've tried. They just give me the standard. They read out the standard script that they have, saying that unfortunately we can't. But you should try in a couple of weeks. They give you that hope, like as if anything is going to change. Nothing's changed in the last 5-6 years. So don't bother. The renewal benefits truly suck. 35,000 worth of anything is it's not worth it. So yeah, that's a real bummer, the renewal benefits. But
Follow-up
I don't
question for you there. Sorry, go ahead, Prashant, you're saying?
No, go for it. Yeah.
Follow-up question for you there. Ram is asking best route for Air India Maharaja points. This is, I think, what the nation wants to know.
To be honest, the best route is 10x Amex. That gives you really big chunks of points every time you use it on revenue. Even if it's for a family of 2 or family of 4, you tend to spend a fair bit, and that gives you a 10x reward multiplier on Amex. That's the best way to start
But he's
it.
asking for Maharaja points. I think he's not asking for MR.
Oh, Maharaja points. The only way I've earned is either the Axis Bank route. That's one good way, and the second is I just fly. I'm flying Air India all the time, so being
I think
platinum helps because they give me a higher Maharaja points per
I
revenue
I
spent.
thought I read it differently. I thought the question was कि मेरे पास महाराजा points है, मुझे कहाँ use करना है? Which route should I use it on? That's not how I read
नहीं,
it.
oh, I thought this is more for accumulation.
Yeah, accumulation. That's what. Okay.
I thought which flight would you take with your Maharaja points? That's how I read it.
Any of the new aircrafts. They, by the
Delhi
way,
London.
Air India just put the new Dreamliner 7879 on Japan.
Yeah. They
So
did. I just saw the ad today.
that's a really good place to burn.
Star Alliance,
100%.
Aeroplan. There's your
Yeah.
answer. Do it.
Crazy.
Absolutely. I think Dhruv also has a very interesting view there, right? He's saying Magnus for Burgundy Group B, for those of us who spend a lot of money, and I'm sure there are quite a few in the community who spend a lot of money, their Group A gets exhausted really quickly. And therefore, then 8 lakhs is a very generous limit when it comes to Maharaja transfers. So there you go. So those are your answers. Let's go to our next question. Yellow. Tushar Sadhwani is here, and he says his EPM points are going to do another Japan trip then, which is really, really good to see. Yeah, you could certainly do that. ये लो, यश आ गया है और यश बोलता है सब लाइव वालों को दे दो फ्री मेंबरशिप. भाई यश, थोड़ी मेहनत कर लो यार. कभी खरीद भी लेना चाहिए यार. हम काश हम भी बोल सकते हैं जितने लाइव वाले हैं सब खरीद लो हमारी मेंबरशिप. बट कोशिश करते हैं अगली लाइव स्ट्रीम में दोबारा देंगे 5 लोग को. सो आई थिंक इफ यू कैन जॉइन द नेक्स्ट लाइव स्ट्रीम आई विल सी व्हाट बेस्ट वी कैन डू. धीमंत इज अ जेनरस गाय, वो देते रहता है, दिलदार आदमी है.
अप्रूवल के बिना.
अप्रूवल की जरूरत नहीं है भाई, तुम बॉस मैन हो. डिसाइड एक बार, वो बोलते ना सलमान खान है धीमंत हमारा, एक बार जो मैंने अपनी कमिटमेंट कर दी तो फिर मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता. आई थिंक दैट्स धीमंत फॉर यू. धीमंत तुम्हारे लिए सवाल है क्षितिज से, थाईलैंड मीटअप फाइनल कर दो आज. कब कर रहे हो? हो रहा है
क्षितिज, रुको जरा. स्वीट थिंग्स टेक टाइम.
Cool. Let's take the next one. There is Basic Brute. He's been asking this question for some time. I parked it, yaar, Basic Brute. I was hoping we'll come to this. What's the best way to book Brazil round trip? I see 4 options: Turkish, Etihad, Qatar, and Emirates. What would be the best way to do so? It's a function of what card stack you have. The way I would think about it is 2 things. If you have a ton of Qatar, just say do Qatar. It would logically make more sense from a miles point of view. Otherwise, keep it simple. If you have Smart Buy or EPM, just go ahead and burn your money and just do a 70-30 or just burn all your points and just get whichever airline that makes sense for you. Those are the things that I'd say. Looks like Tushar is gifting memberships to people. क्या हो गया भाई तुषार? Thank you so much. आपने
EPM
गिफ्ट किया है या क्या कर रहे हो आप? मतलब हो क्या रहा है? So Tushar has gifted 2 members of the show memberships of the Great Indian Points and Miles show. So first of all, Tushar, very familiar face in the Points and Miles circuit, especially in the Great Indian Lounge. यार इसने 3 गिफ्ट दे दिए. Tushar is on fire. So whoever was saying free membership दे दो, Tushar आ गया है हमारा unofficial sponsor. And those of you who got the membership from Tushar, प्लीज एटलीस्ट कमेंट्स में तो थैंक्स बोल देना ताकि हमें भी पता चले कि कौन है ये 3 लोग जिनको तुषार मेंबरशिप गिफ्ट कर रहा है.
बॉस,
so first of all, thank you तुषार, really appreciate it यार.
Boss, I'm telling you, for those people who are not on the Discord server, if you want to know which card is getting devalued next, you have to follow Tushar Sadhwani's
and hope that he doesn't take a card that you want.
Exactly. So by the way, like for people who are on the show for the first time, I see a lot of new members. If you are boarding pass members, you need to be a lounge access member to access the Discord lounge. Come in, have fun. It's a very fun place to hang out. You have made a lot of friends, mentors, teachers, students across the board in this universe. Even me and Adil are learning every day on the Discord server. So if you're there, come join us, and it's quite fun to kind of be part of the server.
Cool. I will flash a link soon about how you can join the server. But there are a couple of comments. Block Tushar from talking about anything about access, please. The last thing we need is Access Atlas and Magnus for Burgundy. Like these are two very important things.
भाई अगर तुमको पता है उसने कौन सा कार्ड अप्लाई किया है आज, तो आधी इंडिया रो देगी, तो छोड़ देते हैं अभी के लिए, लेट्स नॉट डिस्कस इट टुडे.
वो लाउंज में डिस्कस करते हैं. Let just what happens in the lounge stays in the lounge. Let's do that. But so Dakshil is one person who got the membership thanks to Tushar. So thanks Tushar for giving Dakshil his membership for the Great Indian Points and Miles show. And then question for Prashant. BBK Rodi is asking, how do you figure out which aircrafts are flown on different Air India routes? You just talked about the 787 Dreamliner. How do you track?
I think it's fairly simple to do. While you're booking on the Air India website, and I hope you're using the Air India website to book it, there is an option where you say view flight info, and it tells you which aircraft type that you're flying. So if it's a 320, it's generally going to be new or refitted. If it's a A321, it's probably one of the old Vistara aircraft. Avoid it if it's a 777, or avoid if it's a Dreamliner -8, because those are the older aircraft. The newer ones, of course, are the A350s and the Dreamliner -9s. So those are the ones we're looking for. So if it's the A350 or if it's the Dreamliner 787-9, those are the brand new aircraft. All of the rest are generally old, except for the domestic routes. So that's how you check it.
Cool. More people thanking for the memberships. Good to see you. Congratulations on getting your new membership. Let's take more questions. We've got more questions coming here. So, Deemant, why don't you take this one? Should one keep 2 Atlases or close an Atlas and do Atlas plus travel one? What's the verdict?
Yeah, no, so it's very hard, man. So what I don't like about the Atlas is the 30K limit. I think it's fairly non-generous for that card, for the kind of earning potential that card has. So if you are somebody who has Group B redemptions, you can use the card on. I would say that's how you should think about it. But agar do Atlas hai and you can double the limit of Group A and that helps you, then it's obviously much better than T1. Right, so I would say think about it in that manner. I am a big fan of diversification. It also depends on the categories. If you are spending a lot on travel, then the travel one actually makes much more sense, because the hotel multiplier and airline multiplier are pretty sweet, right? So that's what I would say. If the categories are base categories, 2 Atlas works better any day.
Cool. Makes sense. With that, let's move to our next question. There's a follow-up question for you, Prashant, on the Air India aircraft identification question. BBK Rodi is asking specifically, how did you differentiate between the old Vistara 7879 and the new 7879? He knows both are good. Is there an identifier there as well?
Then you got to go down the flight tracker route, check the tail numbers. That happens typically 3 or 4 days before the aircraft is allotted. So that's a little more difficult, except if Air India expressly tells you they're going to give you the new aircraft, as in the case of Japan. So in the case of Japan, they're advertising their brand new, Air India fitted Dreamliners. So if it's advertised, they probably give you the same aircraft type. Otherwise, you'll have to track the tail number.
Cool. Let's take another one here, which is suggest a card for car payment. Yaar Bunty, this is a no-brainer. Axis Magnus Burgundy. इससे अच्छा कुछ है ही नहीं. Like मैं तो लोगों को बोलता हूँ, अगर कार खरीदोगे तो पहले Axis Magnus Burgundy apply करो और फिर कार खरीदो, because the rewards are just unbelievable. Let's say average price point of a car today is 20 lakh rupees. 20 lakh rupees में आपको पहले 1.5 लाख पे at 4.8% you'll get some 7,000 points. On 18.5 lakhs you'll get 14%. So you're going to net like 2 lakh points on purchasing a car. That is wild, because सबसे simple math अगर करना है, you move that 2 lakh to Accor, आपका 4 लाख रुपए value नहीं आ गया. But if you don't want to do that, and let's say if you want to do Singapore Airlines first class suites, you can do 3 Singapore Airlines first class suites from Bombay or Delhi to Singapore, or Singapore to Bombay and Delhi, and per ticket is going to be 62,000. So 180K गया, लेकिन आपका price per ticket is going to be 2 lakhs. तो आपने 6 लाख रुपए का value निकाल लिया इधर. Similarly, if you want to move it to Qatar, right, for about 75K or 80K, you might get a business class to US, sometimes even 70K, right? So मतलब 3 ticket अगर आपको US के मिल रहे हैं, that itself is another 7 lakh, 8 lakh rupee value. So it's a function of what you really want to use it for, what you aspire for, what your redemption goals are. But मेरे हिसाब से अगर हो सकता है तो take any milestone based card. Ideally, number 1 Magnus Burgundy. Number 2, I think IndusInd Avios is a great milestone based card. I think Plaid Travel, if you want a combination of cards, do 7 lakhs on the Plaid Travel and then do the rest on IndusInd Avios. Yeah, I think those are my thoughts. But Dhiman, Prashant, you all want to chip in?
We covered, I think, everything.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's try and bring this to a close. Any final questions, comments, or closing thoughts? Dhiman, start with you and then maybe round it off with Prashant.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that I would like to add is that if you kind of heard the two sides of the coin, I feel that there is enough merit in considering Plaid Charge as a card of choice if you have aspirational redemptions in mind. I think that's my bottom line. And like I would say that don't be under the brutal pressure of saying कि मुझे हर पैसा वसूल करना है if I have taken the card. If you get the card with that intent, you are going to end up kind of feeling bad about it, is what I feel. If your requirement is to get a certain spend and then get X% out of that spend, I think this is not the card for you. But if you are somebody who likes living the life the big way, and again, after COVID, honestly, Adil, you know, I've been talking about it a lot. After COVID, I think a lot of people have started taking their bucket lists very, very seriously, right? Because people understood that life is short and, you know, I want to do certain experiences that only certain cards can make it happen for me. This is the time, I think, give it a shot. Also, I feel that if it's running in your mind from the last few years ki lena hai, ye card lena hai, I think give it a shot for 1 year and see whether you like it, because first year to no-brainer hai. Even with the vouchers, it's a no-brainer, honestly. Like if you like Taj, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? So think about it and take it from that lens. Don't try to extract every paisa value out of the card. Otherwise, it's not going to work for you.
Yeah. Any thoughts there, Prashant? Your closing remarks?
I completely agree with Dhimant. Given everything that's been happening out there in the first few months of 2026, I think the Plaid Charge is a relatively stable card. I haven't seen any surprises happening in the card. I mean, it may not be the best bang for buck, may not be the best in terms of value. It's but if you know how to extract stuff from it, and if you really want peace of mind, especially when you travel to a different country or you want to use it online, like what Adil was saying, well worth considering. And I think it's finally found a place in the credit card ecosystem, a more permanent place. I mean, that's what I'd like to say.
Cool. I think time to wrap it up, guys. Prashant, thank you so much for staying awake till 3 a.m. in Seoul. We know you have business meetings tomorrow, but we're shameless enough to request you and grateful for your generosity and friendship for coming to the show and spending this super late evening with us. So thank you so much, Prashant.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And Dhiman, like always, thanks for making it. And winging it to stay up late with us. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you're considering getting the Plaid Charge, do consider using it, getting it via our referral link, which is showcased on the screen. The link is also in the YouTube description. You can get it from there. Please be advised that if you take this, then Dhiman or I will get some bonus points as referral points. So just calling that out. But with that, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone, for participating today. It's a massive audience. Love talking to you. We will come back soon with another exciting episode. And if you'd like to see more and episodes on more live streams, comment karo. What are the kind of live streams you'd like us to bring? What cards, what travel programs? We'll be back, and we'll be back with a lot of this good stuff. With that, this is Prashant, Dhimant, and Adil signing off from the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.